Like that. Walk through doors with confidence. High heels, click, click, always making moves. Yeah, baby, I was born with this. There's no stopping this. I ain't got nothing to prove. You know when I pull up, I get them green lights all the way. But when I leave the club, they always begging me to stay. Wow, wow, who is she? Ooh, she moves so flawlessly. Heads turn side to side. One look, you're mesmerized. Wow, wow, who is she? Tell me your philosophy. From the time I wake up, I don't give a f. All night till the sun comes up like that. Like that. Like that. Like that.
Honestly, not even worried. Episode 35, probably. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. It's so good to be back.
Thank you.
We're here with a very special guest in one of our last episodes in the house. It's kind of hard to fit us all into one frame in this little living room, but we're doing the best we can. We're squeezed up. And,
Ba-do-da-do, squeezed up.
ba-do-da-do,
Squeezed up.
and we're ready to fucking rock and roll. So, Summer, welcome to the pod.
Yay.
Is that how we do? Is it just featuring Summer?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming over.
This has been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming. Very kindred spirit in terms of the pod. We called you on the second episode, I think.
You did?
Yeah.
You were in the middle of a road trip with your family.
I was.
Yes.
I can't remember what you asked me, but I remember I gave some BS answer, and then
You
I
know
heard
what's-
it on the pod later on.
I've been going back and listening to the old episodes to try to kind of remember the vibe. And you talked about Mandela effect.
Oh my God,
Oh.
I did.
Before we knew what it was, but I never really thought about it much. And you were bringing it up, and I wasn't understanding what you were saying at first. I was like, "Oh, you mean it's like deja vu?" And you're like, "Well,
It's a little different.
no, this person thought Nelson Mandela died, and they didn't." And then turns out a lot of people thought Nelson Mandela died, and
Yeah.
he didn't.
Well, because you had written on your Instagram about, you wrote in about conspiracies, and then you put me on the spot, and you're like, which one's your favorite?
Well, because I said ask us your favorite question, ask us a question, and
Right,
you
right,
said
right.
conspiracy theories, and I was like, that's not a question. So I was ready to I was ready to call you out, and I said, all right, what's your favorite? And you said some do you guys know about Mandela effect? You brought up the Berenstain Bears, which is
Yes.
always the example, and since then, it's one of those words where I say Mandela effect, even though that's not what I mean,
Yeah.
but I say it on purpose. And you understand the vibe when I say
Yeah,
it.
you
You know?
get what I mean. It's
You
a
get
little
the
bit, it's kind of jarring because you're like, what? Wait,
Yeah.
no, that was a thing. And then people are like,
Well, it's
no.
how can a whole group of people misremember something?
Yeah.
Are there parallel universes?
Yeah.
Or do we just is it almost like a game of telephone where somebody misheard it and then somebody else misheard it and then suddenly the information has been relayed incorrectly?
Yeah, I wonder if it goes back to being a kid and just, somebody relaying information to you incorrectly and you just remembering it like that for some reason.
And the vibe, and you just remember the vibe, the core, what it gave at the time, and you're
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this
Right.
was it, and then you're it was way off.
There's that one movie with Shaq. Is it Shaq where he's a genie?
Yeah.
And then there was that other movie where
Shazam.
Shazam.
And
And then
then-
there,
Alakazam or something.
I forget what the other one was called, but everybody was like, there were two of those movies in the 90s, and
And then
no
it's
one.
then it's Shaq wasn't in either one, something crazy
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But nowadays when I say Mandela effect, it'll just be what did we eat for lunch yesterday? It's oh shit, I could have sworn we ate that today. Oh, that was yesterday. Wow, Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Yeah.
No, that's just a bad memory.
Yeah.
That's one I say, and then another phrase that I use, wrong, is grandfathered in. We've talked about this
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I'll just be I got lucky. We made it just in time before doors closed, so got grandfathered in.
Grandfathered in.
That's not what
You're
that
not
means.
wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
The energy is right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the vibe.
If you understand, if it makes sense, then that's what it's all for.
Well, that's like when I said de-thawing earlier.
hmm
Yeah, you can't
Defrosting
de-thaw.
and thawing.
We were both like, you mean defrosting, but same word means same thing. Why say more? What is it?
Why say more word when less word do trick?
Yeah. Well, another my final example is off the wagon, on the wagon. I never know what means.
I don't know what
I
that
don't
means
know
either.
if I'm imagining in my head it's on the wagon to the path of sobriety.
Yeah.
And then when you fall off the wagon, you've fallen off the wagon on the path to sobriety.
Is that what it is?
In my head, that's what it is.
See, you know what I picture? Is I picture like somebody sitting on a wagon.
Okay.
And if they're drinking, they're drunk and they fall off of it.
Okay.
If they're sober enough to keep themselves on it, but I literally picture a man sitting in like a little wagon.
I see.
It's like you're out of control. You're off the wagon, man. Get back on here, buddy.
But then I could see but then I could see it as like he's drinking on the wagon again. We got to get him off. We got to get him off that wagon because he's drunk driving the wagon.
Well, because there's
drinking.
also a phrase where it's like
It's like the party bus. The wagon's the party
or like
bus.
the train. Like, are you coming? Like, what's the phrase with the train?
Are you coming on the train?
No.
Are you coming on the train? Come on board. Or
On the board. Toot, toot.
Like duh. You know the phrase with the train though.
Yeah. What the fuck is the
What are you
phrase?
talking about? What to mean what?
Like
That's interesting.
like duh.
You guys are making this up.
No.
Maybe it
This
is
is
on the
definitely
bus.
the
Is it-
Mandela effect.
On the bus, on the train.
Get on
Well,
the train.
I was saying a different
Come
point, but
on
I don't want
board.
to derail this
Yeah,
thought that's
yeah.
clearly going somewhere.
Yeah. No, I don't think
Yeah.
it's going anywhere. So, well, it might come up.
I see what you're saying, where if you say you're on the bus to mean that you are drinking still, it's almost
Yeah.
like you're on the party bus.
Yeah.
On the wagon, I'm on the party bus. Like, oh, I'm off the bus. I don't party with the bus people anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
party with the
No,
wagon. Yeah, the people on the wagon go fucking hard. And
Lost
I
my
just can't,
ticket.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, they revoked
my drinking ticket, dude.
Yeah, I took the driver's hat and wore it, and they kicked me off.
Yeah.
And I can't do the party wagon anymore.
I left my XXX bottle. It's on the bus. It's big. You know, I can't even blow into that thing anymore.
It stems back to the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Got to get off this wagon, buddy.
Yeah.
Until you're sober. Come back when you can handle this hooch.
Have you guys ever ridden the horses that are downtown?
No.
Is it like a carriage situation?
It is. Have you guys ever ridden one of those?
They have a lot of those in Charleston.
Oh, okay.
But not one here.
Like a surprising amount, like to and from school. Every morning you could take a horse carriage.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's how.
So
you
you're
know.
Amish.
No, we're just very wealthy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We rented a driver for that specific mode of function.
Dude.
No,
Go ahead.
how do you feel about it?
I don't love it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't really like seeing like a farm animal like in the city.
And also like
duh.
it's fucking hot.
They're not having fun.
They're not having fun.
And I mean they do it around Christmas too, so it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
So it's like
Duh.
In Charleston, they do it in like, it's a huge thing to do in like the summertime, and it's like muggy as shit. And it's just like this poor like mule just hauling like a bunch of fat tourists around. And It's
Yeah.
like, why are we doing this?
and I feel like people do it for dates too, and like you're literally just staring at their ass.
Yeah, they're
Right.
shitting. They're
And they're
shitting the
shitting
whole
as they
time.
go.
So you're smelling shit.
Well, every
Hot shit.
season on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, like one of the dates is horseback riding, and that seems so unromantic to me personally.
Mhm.
It seems fun, but like you're not going to talk to each other really because you'd have to scream. You're on fucking horseback on like
Yeah.
a trail, like being knocked around,
Yeah.
and just be like, so fucking. Trying to like start a little flirt, and then two, it's like that same thing. You're like poor animal, and then at any time they could just leak shit out of their ass.
Yeah.
and it's just like smells.
Just imagining the audio guy too during The Bachelor, just like on a fucking horse with like a boom mic,
just
just like
next to them,
coming along. It's like just being so
Yo.
miserable. Like, oh my god, these fucking.
I was a stunt double on Zorro. But horses, overrated.
That's why we've advanced.
Horses suck.
I actually think that horses are kind of underrated.
Oh, come on.
Whoa,
man.
okay.
Have you ever like gone up
Back
to
it
a
up.
big ass fucking horse? They're massive and they're
Yes.
majestic. You ever seen one
Yes.
run? You see those videos of them running on the beach?
Yeah.
Like I actually think that I actually am like so impressed with horses. They're
the
strong.
wild ponies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but also have you seen those? Okay, you ever seen a pit bull and it's just like real jacked up?
Yes.
You ever seen the horse version of that?
Horse.
The horse version
so
of it.
big.
It's like I don't know how much it weighs, but maybe it's a ton. I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that a normal? They're jacked.
Uncut job.
Like the roided out horse.
Yes.
You're like that's the
When
genetically
like,
modified
their vein
horse.
is popping
They
out.
like have braids in their hair, and you're like, you don't fuck with that horse.
No.
Like,
Oh,
you
that's
get too
scary.
close, and that thing kicks you, you're done. Like lights
Dude.
out.
Well, that's to me why I think they're overrated because they're actually very dangerous. I have seen a horse up close in Utah at a ranch. It was like extremely serene, tranquil. I had that moment where I came up to the horse, a cool evening breeze, just kind of felt like the temperature outside was that of the womb, you know? I felt
Yeah.
very natural, one with the world.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this horse, I was like, it's fucking beautiful, dude. But it's also, I just don't understand where that starts. It's like, it feels like it's embedded in the DNA to once you hit like 3 years old, you're like, I love horses. Like, I want a pony. I want a horse in a stable. I dream of horses. And it's just so weird to me to
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
to fucking hold horses so high on a pedestal, like so much so that, you know, we relate them to fucking power.
Well, it's a
you know?
mammalian. It's a mammalian kinship. You know, it's like
con palo, which means with the
I
sticks.
It's like nice car, but like how many horses? is
yeah,
that
And
car?
yeah.
horses
What's
are
the horsepower?
expensive.
They are. Wait, how much is a horse?
Like, I mean, there are people that'll pay $500,000 to $1 million for a certain horse's sperm. Like, if they're race horses.
That's a race. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. They're like Persian blah, blah, blahs.
yeah.
Oh, if you're in the horse trades, if it's equestrian markets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a different story.
But I get what you're
But
saying,
if
though.
you're just bougie, if you're just spoiled and you just
Mhm.
want a horse to have one, and it's like your fascination for a little while
Mm.
as you grow up, and it's weird. It's a little different than a pet to me because they stay away from you. Like until
It's not
like,
cuddly.
It's not cuddly.
But can't they? But horses have the capacity to love, right? Like
I
they
think there
will
is a
love
thing.
you.
they actually don't. Like they've done an X-ray on their heart, and it's just ice cold. It's
Well,
just
they need to
frozen.
de-thaw that heart
Yeah,
immediately.
they've got. Let's get that thing in the de-thaw stat.
Sometimes in my tears I drown.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something I would honestly really like to do is a little horseback riding. Like not
Okay.
maybe not. You know, I think. Fuck it, yeah, I'd do it as a date. Yeah, I feel like Hannah and I would
Find
rock
God.
out with some horses. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Find God.
Find God on a horse, dude. Triple little mushrooms, go on a horseback ride, get thrown, get paralyzed. What's up?
Let's ride.
Exactly.
That's like my biggest fear. That's like one of my big fears of
Yeah.
riding, because that happened to Chris Reeves, Superman, the first Superman.
Oh, yeah.
He got thrown from a horse.
Like you said, if you get one of those fucking yoinked out horses that's just got more muscles in one arm than on your entire body.
Yeah.
It's one kick and you have a broken rib cage, collapse
Yeah.
of lung.
Grab a pen, stab you in the neck, puncture your lungs.
But that's why you just can't go behind them.
Yeah.
You just cannot go behind them under any circumstances, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be like, they're not going to like stand up and kick you with their
I feel
front.
like donkeys
you know?
do that, right? Don't they do some weird shit like that?
I don't know.
Fucking kangaroos.
Yeah,
will
I think you're
kick
thinking
you
of a
in the front.
kangaroo. Now that's a
flying
fucking. Now that's a roided out creature.
Yeah, now that
Holy
you don't want to
moly.
fuck with. The kangaroos are like, yeah, they're
Bye-bye.
beefy.
They're real chunk.
I'm trying to think of what that equates to in our
They're
world,
always
but-
looking like they're trying to fight. Like there's
Yeah.
like those don't look friendly either. I will say the little joeys do because they're just sticking out of the little pouch.
Is that a baby?
That's the baby kangaroo.
Okay.
And they'll go in the little pouch. But
For sure, that came from some Australian guy.
Oh, that's a Joey.
Yeah, he looks like Joey.
Yeah, he's a good
I
boy.
like to get close and personal.
There's this one video of a cat.
He kicked me. Yeah.
He got my little Joey bits. I don't know. Yeah.
Just flying kicked me into the fucking ground.
There's a video of a guy skydiving, and he's got his parachute, and he's like going down, he's about to land, and as soon as he's like about to land, you see this fucking like kangaroo hopping over to where he's about to land, and right when he lands, the kangaroo just like starts fucking with him and then runs away. It's so funny because
That's amazing.
like there's just no context. You just like you're like, oh, this dude's like about to land, and then it's just like doy 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 doy, and it's just like
that's what I'm
fucking
saying. They're looking for a fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
they really are.
What a fucked
they're
up
not,
creature.
They're
They're
not
mean.
nice. Yeah.
Just the whole shape and musculature of a kangaroo is so. It's like a Pokemon.
It does look like a Pokemon.
It's triangular with
Yeah.
the big ass tail and the little pouch for
try-
the Joey.
I'm trying to get in that pouch.
I'll say, speaking of Australian animals, I saw this one video of a koala bear eating its own shit, and I will never look at a koala bear the same way. I'm
Wow.
sorry if you have strong feelings towards koala bears,
It
but
ate its own shit.
it's the most repulsive video I've ever seen.
But dogs eat their own-
reminiscent of Two Girls, One Cup.
Dogs eat their own shit.
But you flea infested mongrel.
No, this was like, oh, I
Like-
can't even
like
explain
Why
it.
was
the
it
way it
reminiscent?
was
Because they
eating
were
it?
eating shit. Is that the only reason?
Yeah. Because there was a
was
cameraman
there-
that was
was there
like,
a
yeah,
sexual
you
ex-
fucking
No, there was
do
no
it.
sexual aspect to
Okay,
it. It was just shitting and then immediately eating it. But it was like leafy shit.
It was like grotesque looking
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
One,
I guess
one
it's-
marsupial, one shit.
Do you feel like were they sitting up doing it like this kind of, or were they in it?
If I recall correctly, they're in the tree. One of them shits. The other one immediately grabs it, literally still warm.
Yeah.
And just eats it like
a fucking kale smoothie.
Yeah.
And doesn't think twice. That no weird response afterwards.
No, it was just like nom, nom, nom.
Well, and part of me thinks that you'd be less grossed out if it was like on all fours eating it, kind of like a pup does.
Right.
Because I mean, dogs do that, and we love dogs.
This was like a grab, and
Is it because you associate those animals with being smarter than like the average
that's a great
mammal?
question.
I think that is. That's got to be part of it. That's got to be part of it.
Because I guess if I saw like an antelope eating shit.
Yeah, what I mean, every day.
The whole picking it up. Koalas do koalas have thumbs? No, but they can do. So. They can. If you can pick something up, something in your brain goes, "You know better than that, don't you, buddy?"
Yeah. You're sitting on your rear.
Can't you smell that?
You're grabbing it. Yeah. You're. I don't know. Maybe though. Have you ever thought about this?
It's also like uncanny valley a little bit. You're like, you seem sentient. To pick up your shit and eat it, like you fucking freak.
Maybe their taste buds are on something ours aren't though. Have you ever?
It's like a thing where it's like they know there's recyclable nutrients in there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do we really know that eating our own shit or drinking our own piss is not good for us?
We just know that poo tastes bad.
I think you can do it once, but I think there's a certain point when you drink your pee at a certain point that it starts to become poisonous to you.
It's like too acidic.
Yeah.
What's that movie? Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I drink my own piss. It's acidic and I like the taste. Sterile and I like the taste.
Oh my God, dude. I forgot. That's a good ass movie.
That's a great movie.
Just like dive, duck, dip, dive, and dive. Oh, so good.
4 Ds of dodgeball.
5 Ds of dodgeball.
When they throw the wrench.
Yes, I was about to say when they throw the wrench.
Yeah.
We got to go on a binge of like those old movies with those iconic moments and see like if they're still iconic. Or if that's just a thing for us. Like,
Anchorman too.
Anchorman is one. Superbad I've already like rewatched a bunch, so it's already lost its like sparkle. But
yeah.
Is that blood?
The one we were talking about earlier, Austin Powers, with like, I don't know if it was just the time that I watched it recently, but when he said like, "Come on, throw me a freaking bone here," like I hadn't laughed that hard at a movie in so long. There's something so funny about that fucking
really
line. Throw me a freaking bone here.
I think I remember you. You rewatched it recently, right?
Yeah. Here in the house. I think I put it on maybe.
God, dude. Yeah, that's a really good movie. Like
duh. Throw me a freaking bone here.
So many good actors were in that movie.
I
too.
feel like it influenced me personally, at least, more than I maybe gave it credit for.
Yeah.
Like
in what way?
In the sense that it's just so goofy and absurd, and like that kind of slapstick or whatever. I think in my head I've kind of you want to think you are above that in some way for some reason, and then you just watch that and you go, this is my core, this is my truth, like this is what I like, know.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
Well, it's pretty cool when something made you laugh really hard at like 11. Like I bet when you were like 11 and he said, "Throw me a freaking bone here," you probably didn't laugh that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were other aspects of it that like fucking got you
There's
good.
like outrageousness. I feel like things that were over the top when we were younger is like so funny, and now like the little nuanced stuff is like
the little things are much funnier now. Where you're like, oh, just like the idea of him doing that, like in live recording it or somebody even writing that. It just the phonetics of it. Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Yeah.
I think one of my I'm remembering that one. I think it's in Goldmember when that guy has the mole on his face, and he's just like. I'm just imagining being in like a circumstance where you're like talking to somebody and they have something on their face and like you're nodding and talking to them, but all you can think about is like, oh, you got something on your lip. Mole. Cold sore. Yeah, dude. So that's what you do, huh? And your brain is just like, they got a cold sore. Tell them they got a cold sore. You should do it.
No, sir.
It must feel so good to like write that part in a movie and then see it become a thing outside of.
You don't have a cold sore, by the way. Sorry.
It's like
when I think of at the time.
When earlier we were talking about Austin Powers, I was just about to bring up the scene where he got the forklift or the pickup truck thing stuck in the hallway because he couldn't do the 4-point backup right. And then you said it before I could, And I was like, dude, like it transcended. We all know that scene.
Yes, that was a good fucking scene, dude.
The best is when you think of a scene like that means a lot to like you and the people you were watching it with, like the Winklevoss twins in Social Network. I watched that. We were so young. It came out in 2011.
How did it came out?
Yeah,
that's right. So we were
freshmen in college. I was a freshman in college.
Wow.
Should I adequately answer your condescending
Wait, that's
question?
crazy.
Yeah.
So I remember 10. I was in elementary school.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, wait, no, you're not that much younger. I was like, you're 8 years younger than me. That's wild.
I'm just kidding.
You were 13.
High school.
Wait, so how old were we when that came out?
Probably like 18. You were probably 19. 18, 19.
I feel like I was younger. That's crazy. But I remember watching it with my cousins. And for the longest time after that, we were just like, we were a crew. We were a crew. It's like, why is that so funny? Just the Winklevoss twins be like, we were a crew. We were a crew. And then I go to look it up on YouTube. I'm like, I bet somebody has pulled just this line. I type in, we were a crew. There it is. We were a crew.
Yeah, it's
not even a comedic line. It's just, it becomes iconic for
it's
whatever
memorable
reason.
Yeah. I don't know what makes certain things just resonate in people's brains, because that didn't really like I didn't think about that when I saw that movie, but like
it's that you say it and then it digs it up in your brain. You
just you being like, you know, when they say we wrote crew and you're like, I bet, because I think I was there when you were like, I bet this is on YouTube, and you looked it up. Like, that was so funny to me. I was like, holy shit, people did actually pull that.
We're literally all the same people. I feel like if TikTok or the internet has told us anything, it's like we literally are the same people.
Yeah. There's so much commonality to all of us.
Getting really deep in it.
I'm 6'5", 220, and there's
we're not
two
so
of them.
different after all.
We're not so different after all.
We're not so different after all.
Throw me a freaking bone here, Nilo.
Here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
So maybe.
That scene is just.
Did I adequately answer your condescending question?
I just fucking. It's like that guy who says "forget about it." Still Stallone.
Oh yeah, so forget about it.
Forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's just
Forgot
like,
about
it's
it.
just like the way
Or Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I love to think about is like our parents watching these like iconic movies and lines like when they were growing up, and like then us as children, those movies were way before our time, but like we hear those lines. Like our parents have those same lines, but with their generation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
like,
have transcended.
Well, it's like my uncle would always say like, "I get no respect."
No
and
respect.
wait, I don't even know what that movie. What that's
The
from.
Godfather.
The Godfather. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would always just say it, and then we would say it like.
Or no, that's fucking
I don't get no respect from anyone.
that comedian. I don't get no respect around it. What's that guy's name?
Ron White?
No, Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Same energy. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
he would quote that, and then we would quote him, our uncle, because he would say it so much, like whenever like he like something would not go his way, he'd just be like, "I get no respect." And so we started like, "I get no respect," and then you hear the actual thing where it came from, and you're like, "Whoa, that's where that's from."
Wait, so was he even doing it in a Rodney Dangerfield voice, or was he just doing it in your uncle's voice, basically?
He was trying to do a Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. That's really funny, dude.
Just to quote stuff. And he would also say, it was Dana. He'd be like, "No soup for you," which is like the Dana Carvey, right? Like, or I think it's
Seinfeld,
the soup Nazi thing.
Yeah.
Out of context, like when it didn't make any sense, and I was like, "What does that even mean? No soup for you?" I didn't want soup.
I don't. We're not eating right now. Why are you saying that?
I'm trying to remember. I know that we grew up saying phrases. I remember like my mom, my dad saying things. God, I wish I could remember some.
It's hard. Sometimes. Oh yeah, sometimes inside jokes. You could say an inside joke to a friend that they forgot about, and just dig something up deep that just gets you to laugh like crazy in the moment, because you're like, I forgot. There's so much meaning behind this like phrase that means nothing to anybody else.
Yeah.
And you just crack up because of the context of it.
It's weird how getting into
great story for me.
Like just like the brain, it's just embedded in your brain. At one time you just laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of like give it a little tickle, and it's like, oh shit, that
it's
was
like
so
the
good.
opposite of it's like positive trauma.
Positive
it's a
trauma.
positive trauma response, because like it's like a muscle memory that somebody just tickled.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's always the best.
Those are the best. Those are the best nights when you're just like, you're with like old friends and like somebody says something and all of a sudden you're like, this reminded me of this. This reminded me of this. And like it just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, it just goes in circles. And that's when people were the funniest, I feel like, is those high school friends.
Oh yeah.
They just knew how to goof.
Just
how to have
push
a silly
the
ass time.
Yeah.
Because everybody's in just such a goofy mindset. That's why I like taking light amount of drugs now, because it can get you back to that goofy mindset really fast.
100%, man.
And I'm like, oh my god, why don't I do this all the time?
Yeah, you feel like a baby.
Yeah.
It oscillates between that and then also like ignites your emotions like in a sentimental way. You're just
Oh
like,
yeah.
God,
yeah.
I truly love my people.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I the other night, I think I got a little high and I was like going through my Dropbox and I like, we'll pivot really fast after I say this, but I like saw that I saved all my grandma's voicemails after she died, and I was like, oh my God, it's my grandma's voicemails, and I was like, let's not look at those right now. Let's pivot.
You need to
And
be
I
in
was
like a specific mindset.
And I think I honestly just like started watching stand up like right after that. I was like, all right, we'll do that another day. That's not the
just
time to
being
revisit
conscious.
these.
I'm not trying to go down this energy
No.
Yeah. Do you guys remember like when you first realized that like you were funny, or like your friends thought you were funny?
Yeah, kind of.
Like I remember doing an Elvis impression in the 2nd grade and my teacher just cracking up at it. And I remember she called me a ham. And I remember being like, I went home and I told my mom and I was like, my teacher thought I was so funny. She thinks I'm a ham.
What is a ham?
Like it's when you're like like you're hamming it up. Like you're just like funny. I guess I don't know. It's an older phrase.
A ham is like when you like.
She was like, "You're fat as fuck." I was.
Oh, little piggy. No,
you little pork, little pig fuck.
No, but I was.
This girl loves bacon, huh? Yeah.
You're funny, all jiggling around, all fat.
Jesus Christ.
And I had a Michael Strahan gap, so it was Chubbs with the Michael Strahan gap, and then your girl had some braces.
The MSG, baby.
Straight as narrow now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, when were you funny?
Yeah, when were you funny?
When did you realize?
No, but I was gonna say, being a ham.
Oh.
This might change your whole history of how you perceive that interaction with that teacher, because I believe, actually I know for a fact, that being a ham means like enjoying the spotlight. It means like having, this means like being on stage and like really kind of being emphatic and like extra in a way.
This actually makes so much more sense.
Well, she's probably like, you're funny. You were hamming it up. Like, you were funny, and then you're like, you rode that wave.
To be an entertainer, you have to ham it up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
This actually makes a lot of
Jim
sense.
Carrey hams it up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least he used to, you know?
Yeah.
But,
before the existential crisis.
Yeah, before he was like, what is life?
Yeah, I want to be serious.
What is life? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
No more.
Oink. Ham.
Piggy pig.
You fat lard.
You fat. You fat little girl.
You're so funny, you chunky little girl.
That's what that Michael Jackson like background vocal was actually first. You know, he's like, get on, girl. It was actually, you fat little girl.
that would
PYT,
make
baby.
sense.
Yeah.
For me, I was never a ham. I didn't like ham it up in school. I really avoided the spotlight.
Okay.
I think I've told this on the pod before, but I lost spelling bees on purpose. Like I could see on the horizon that I was about to win. Like I was like, I know I can spell this word right, but I'm gonna throw it because I don't want the spotlight associated with winning. And that's actually a trauma that's followed me throughout life. When I feel like I'm like doing too well relative to like the environment around me, I start to like peel it back a little bit, which is really weird. I feel like I'm like afraid to step into the spotlight in a way because I'm like, I don't want to shine too hard, make people like uncomfortable.
What?
Oh,
yeah.
I was wondering if part of it was because you were like, all right, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, kind of thing. You know, when you're like, when you're like making people laugh or whatever, and you're like, all right, I could like, I might double down.
Yeah.
But instead, you like, if you do, you're like, holy shit, all right, I really gotta like. It's kind of like just leaving like after you make somebody laugh because you're like, well, all right,
dude. There's this kid.
Did my job.
There's this kid in high school, and he was like the kid who was never. He's not funny, but he always hung around. It's like that kind of just the outskirts kid who. He's just always ready to hang, and he's just always there. And you invite him, even though you don't really necessarily really like them that much. You like them; they're fine.
And acquaintance level.
Yeah. And one time we were playing Call of Duty, and he said something really funny. I don't remember what it was, but he like made us all crack up really hard. for the first time, maybe ever. Like definitely ever he's ever made us laugh. And because we're like funny, cool guys, or whatever, we fucking rock. And we're playing games. And then like, you know, some time goes by and he tries the joke again.
No.
Because he was like riding the high.
No.
Crickets. And then just to kick him while he was down, my friend was like, you peaked, man.
Oh no, dude. The fucking
And then that made us laugh so hard. So I'd be like, nah, you peaked.
damn, that hurt. I feel that dude's
And I was
anguish.
like, that guy probably stopped trying any jokes after that.
It's hard, dude. It's hard being
Whatever, dude. Bring better shit and like read the room. You know.
Yeah, read the room.
We'll tell you.
I guess
we'll tell you
when
right
you're
now
younger.
that a comedy career is not for you.
Yeah.
God. Sorry, bro.
I think there was one time when I feel like I made my brother laugh one time, and he's like 5 years older than me.
Oh,
Yes.
that's like a win.
And I was like, oh shit, because we had like not really like it was like in the first period of our lives when we started to become closer.
Yeah.
When I was in, I think it was the 6th grade or something, or 7th grade, and he was in, what would that be, like 10th or 11th grade. And yeah, I just remember one time he was like, dang, that man, Blake's funny. Or he said something like that. And he actually like meant it the way he said it. And I was like, whoa, that feels really good.
Yeah.
That's
I love
crazy.
that, the affirmation. So you were like, how old?
I was probably like, what, you're 13, probably in 6th or 7th grade.
yeah.
But I'd always tried to be like the funny kid in class, but there was always somebody that was like a
Hamming
touch,
it up too much.
a touch heavy, like a touch funnier than me.
I never even tried. I was a loser.
You
But
know?
that's that.
And-
so
and-
would you
and
like
that-
you tried to ham it up almost?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Would you get a little bit of a response?
I would get a somewhat of a response. I think one of my go-to things that I do now is when everyone is serious in the room, I'm the jokey guy. So like at work, at like staff meetings, if nobody's doing a thing, I'm like, well, I see a thing here. I'm gonna fucking make a joke.
yeah.
And
Well,
it like
that's
works.
timing, yeah.
because nobody's like doing anything, and I'm like, this is fucking. It's like slam dunking. It's like so
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
You
But-
wait for the expectation to not be there, and then boom, you surprise them.
But it's hard when you're like competing with somebody else who's funny.
Oh
like,
yeah, if
it's
there's
hard.
two comedic presence in the room,
Yeah.
oh my god. But being the only one in the room, that is like the best.
Oh my god, when everybody else is really serious.
And like also, you ever been in a group of people and they just like they all genuinely think you're so funny?
Yes.
You're like, these are my fucking people. Like,
Yeah.
I will perform to you all fucking day long.
Yes.
I'm here all week. Like, it's the best.
I used to, and a large part I still do sometimes, but when I go to like a social event and it'll be like friends, but a lot of acquaintances, people I don't really know that well. In my head, I go, okay, if I can make somebody I don't know laugh really hard at something that I think of in the moment, tonight is a success.
Yes.
Like, and I'll ride that high, and I'll stop after that. I won't try too many jokes after that. And the last time I remember doing that is actually when we were at like Hannah's little commune or something, and I made a joke, and it was like off the cuff, and our friend was like, "How long were you sitting on that joke?" and like, because everybody else was like laughing hard, and it made me so fucking like full of myself in that moment, because like I wasn't thinking of that joke at all like beforehand. I just thought of it, and he was like, "How long were you thinking of that?" I was like, I'm just a god, bro.
I'm just that good.
I just got it, dude.
Yeah.
I forgot better shit than you ever thought of, dude.
It's really funny, dude.
But I do remember two specific moments where I felt like I'm a funny guy. I was really young, maybe like 8 or 9 or 10, and we would go to Springfield for the summers to stay with my aunt and uncle and my cousin, who was 5 years older than us. He was essentially my version of an older brother. But we would stay there in the summers because my mom and my other cousin's mom worked a lot, and it was kind of like we were around so much in school, and instead of like paying for daycare or whatever, and just having us unattended, we would go to Springfield for the whole summer and just be watched by Anton's parents. And they collected antiques. They were like antiques collectors at the time, and they had a typewriter in the computer room that just had like a piece of paper in it. And so every now and then I would play around on it because it was like cool. And then it was just cool to see the ink get on there. And one time I went in the computer room to play some early morning RuneScape. I would get up early to play RuneScape so I could get my grinding hours in, you know. But nobody was around, so I like made up a little story on the typewriter that just like started with like once upon a time or something like that. And then I said something about like this guy who had like a bulbous head or something like that, like completely random. And like my cousin found it, was like laughing out loud. Just people just like laughed at it, and I was like, I like that shit. Like, I feel like I snuck in a little like secret little joke.
Yeah.
And like for people to find, and like me waiting for them to find it and like see their reaction was like the shit.
Yeah.
And then we at nighttime we would like play video games and just like draw like in notebooks. And I remember making my cousin and his friend like both like laugh really hard. They would always like essentially they would be down for us to hang with them because like we were funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that felt like that was the shit. I was like, dude, I make the old kids laugh.
That's,
like,
I mean, it's huge, dude. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, no, you can hang out with us.
That's
It's like,
dope.
because that is not what they want.
Yeah.
Usually.
Well, it's weird because I have two younger siblings, and one of my youngest brother is 4 years younger than me. And I remember a specific time when like he became from like my toddler little brother, like my kid little brother, and then all of a sudden he would say funny stuff, and I'd be like, this person has a personality and it's like a real human.
gift.
Yeah.
Like he's like not just like a little child, like he has a brain and like he can like make jokes.
Yeah.
And like when you have an older sibling, like you just want them to realize that you're a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a
So
funny one
true.
at that.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of the game. It's the healing, it's the cure to the game. It's the positive trauma inverse of when older kids would pretend you're invisible.
Yeah. Well,
They
You're like, that's only happened to me, huh? Nobody's ever.
no. I think my brother did do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Where not literal. I think yours is a little more literal, where they were
Yeah,
like,
we had older like
"Where's
friends
Nilo?"
who literally would be like, I'd be like, "Did anybody see me?" And they'd just be like dead silent.
"My fucking blood." Yeah.
That's pretty crazy that you were making people laugh via like a written out joke. I feel like
Yeah.
that's hard.
And drawings and stuff
Written
too.
out. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Delivery is like so much of a joke.
Right,
So,
so
if
if you
it's
can-
funny on
I
its
just dug
own-
up a memory too of like I like drew a guy with a shirt on, and instead it's so dumb, but like my mom's sense of humor, I like instead of writing Old Navy on his shirt, like in a little the little logo, this oval Old Navy, I wrote Cold Gravy. And my mom
my
like
God.
died laughing. She's like, it's like Old Navy. He meant Old Navy, but he survives as Cold Gravy.
Oh my god, dude! I hope she framed that or something,
No,
dude. That's
I
so.
can see it in my head.
Yeah, that's really funny. man.
God.
And then later in life, a couple big confirmations for me that keep me going and, help me with the funny delusion is when a friend's girlfriend, when you make a friend laugh,
Mhm.
it's happened a few times, and their girlfriend like sees the laughing that you're doing with together, and they're like, I've never seen you laugh that hard. Like, how come I've never made you laugh that hard? And I just have to stand there awkwardly like, I'm sorry that you don't got it like this.
You don't got it like this.
I'm sorry that you don't have this
That's
fucking
really
sauce, dude.
fucking
Like,
funny,
That's
dude.
amazing.
you think that he's with you for your fucking ball busting humor?
Yeah,
Maybe you're funny, but not me.
yeah. Not
See,
not
that
this
was one
level.
thing that I always thought was a win for me is like all my boyfriends or ex-boyfriends thought I was really funny.
Yeah.
And like then I would talk to my friends and my friends would be like, my boyfriend thinks I'm not funny at all. But like, I would like, no offense. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but like my boyfriends would be laughing.
They'd be crying.
They'd be crying laughing.
they'd be on the floor hurting
They
in a good way.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big thing with me and Jenny. We're always like, could you imagine dating people that just don't make you laugh?
Right?
That's
Like,
so.
what the
I
fuck?
I feel like that's so important to
Some
date.
people.
It's crazy when you go out in the world and you're like, oh my god, there's probably like just two super boring ass people who date each other that like.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
They don't, and they're just boring. They don't do anything. They don't laugh really.
Yeah.
Like some people just don't laugh at all, which is
Yeah.
so wild to me. And you could say like the most tame shit ever.
Yeah.
And it like, it's just like it just bangs, and it's
Yeah.
like so funny. You're like, oh my god,
They don't get out much.
Yeah, damn, dude, I'm going light. That's the appetizer. Like,
But okay, so would you rather? Oh, whoa, my shit's popping in my ear. Would you rather be like a guy who isn't funny and like knows it, and so you don't really play into that world. You just kind of like, I do my thing. I like my systems, and I'm like a farmer, you know.
mm-hmm.
Or
Or like
would you-
arithmetic.
Yeah,
Arithmetic farming.
what did you just say?
I know. Sorry.
So
My bad.
or would you rather be a guy who thinks they're funny and shoots their shot a lot and never realizes that what they're saying like isn't that good? Like, we'll propose bits, sketches, skits.
Is there
and-
never any like? They're never funny.
Yeah,
They never even get like.
I know. I've known
one-off.
people like this.
Yeah.
Like, they see that you're funny, and you like funny, and they go, it's the Willem Dafoe. Like, I consider myself a bit of a comedian as well.
Mhm.
And then they start to say something, and you're just like, God, I got to fake laugh through this one. And then after that, they give you another one, and you're like, dude, I can only do this a couple more times.
This hurts.
No, that's painful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What are you going with?
I would for sure be
I'd rather not be funny.
not funny because you know what? Even those people, sometimes their delivery that's so straight and not funny ends up being so fucking funny. And there's nothing worse than somebody overly trying to be funny.
Oh, it
My
hurts.
funniest friend back home was always just natural. He had just like the X factor of just like the way you are is fucking funny.
Is it Chuck?
No,
I feel like Chuck is so funny.
Chuck is fucking hilarious, and he has his own style for sure. But he would agree with me on who it is. It's our friend Mike.
Oh my
It's just
god!
like just his voice and just
100%.
his brain. You just go, dude. Like you can't like you can't manufacture that.
Does he try to be funny, or is it just like that's just literally?
Well, now it's a deadly combo because he's good at being funny too.
Yeah.
He's got a funny brain and he's just naturally funny. So it's always we always like are little giggle pusses.
Yeah,
He's
you
around.
guys have you've got a very funny group of friends back home. I
Yeah,
feel like
dude.
whenever y'all are, I don't know. Although like I feel like he's got a lot of old home movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to see how like everybody's pretty much funny in there.
Mm-hmm.
Were you making YouTube videos?
Yeah, we did. We were doing YouTube videos for
I think
a while.
I remember that
Yeah, we didn't have the consistency to
to really take off.
really take off.
Which is crazy because there's a lot of videos.
Yeah,
But I
feel like we all used to make content like that, like really bad camcorder, just like pieced together, and it would just be one long run on, and it would just be like, you drop it and you go play on the playscape, and then like, or you just like skateboard tricks, like
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so we talked about it in our
try to
for my
record it.
cousin with the guy who does all our video, Rudy. He he was always recording like from when we were little kids, so he started making like compilation episodes, almost like a reality, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
Oh, I
but like
love
our
that.
friends group. So we have like a documented history of like 5 years of our friendship, and then some after that as well.
I love that.
And he like has it all sorted like by date, like by year, like somewhere in episodes, and then he also just has like the whole backlog of the clips that never made it into the final cut, and then he'll just like whip them out sometimes. You're like, I forgot that fucking happened. Remember when you had that hair and like we did that shit? It's like nostalgia city. It's a dangerous like lane to go down because
Yeah.
like it can make you really like just emotional, but
Yeah.
it's definitely cool to have. But we didn't know what comedy was. We just saw like Smosh and like Derek Comedy and like Balloon Shop, like these YouTube groups, Bo Burnham and shit. We just saw them doing stuff and we're like, we can film us too.
Yeah.
But we had no sense of like comedy writing or what a sketch was or what a joke even is.
Well, you're fucking 13,
Yeah.
like 12.
But some people do, and those people, they get like taught that from somewhere or they find it on their own.
Yeah.
And then they build off of that, and then you know
Yeah.
that's how you get like Bo Burnham, who blows up at a really young age, or
Yeah.
the guys, or like Donald Glover, like all those guys. Like
Mhm.
you go back, it's crazy. Like when those videos were big, you thought they were so much older than you,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
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 and then you go to see it now, and you're like, they're the same age as me or
How
a
old was
couple
Bo
years
Burnham?
older. Like Bo Burnham's maybe 31 or 32 right
Yeah,
now.
he's
And he
pretty
started
close
on
to our
YouTube
age.
young.
Yeah, well, Vine, right? Or was it
Was that
YouTube?
It was YouTube,
Yeah.
like before any of that thing.
Like
crazy.
very early.
He was like doing comedy songs on YouTube, like
I remember
before I
watching
could write a
Lonely
song or
Island.
tell a joke.
Did you guys watch Lonely Island?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're like their stuff before even being on SNL is really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Just those old ass YouTube clips where they're just and they're so low budget too.
Yeah.
It's crazy how
Yeah.
they're still so funny.
It's crazy. Yeah. Do you guys have any things where you feel like if you had gotten into them really young, you would have really taken a liking to it and kind of gotten really good at it?
He's doing footage of the footage.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing YouTube really young. Like I was
Yeah.
posting videos at 10 years old.
Really?
I was doing like covers and I was consistently getting more subscribers and I was like, I would love it. And then I remember I went to middle school and I was like a really embarrassed kid. Like embarrassment was just like a feeling that I felt all the time and like
Yeah.
very intensely.
Well, but see, that's the same kind of thing of the spelling bee. Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to feel that embarrassment. But
But
go
then
on.
I also like thrived on attention and like achievement. So I don't know. It was like a weird sharp edge. But I remember somebody
the
brought it up.
comedian's curse, dude.
Somebody brought it up in school and was like, "Hey, I saw your video." Didn't even say anything negative about it, but I remember it made me so embarrassed that like they found me on YouTube that I like stopped doing it.
See, that's the thing.
And it's like, and I think about it like because all the people that did like are crazy big on there now are just the ones that like got through the embarrassing like stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely.
I just wish I had somebody that I looked up to tell me when I was a kid, like, hey, whatever interests you, make sure it's like not to impress girls or like
Yeah.
to try to be cool, because you're gonna like get really into that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But if it's not like genuinely what you like, you're not gonna stick with it when the time gets hard and people go, hey, I saw that thing, and then like you're not gonna have that core of like, that's my identity, so you'll just stop it. You'll be like, okay, well then I'll do the thing you do like then. I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll change what I do
Yeah.
because you don't like me.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you almost need that sort of mentor, like somebody that would have been like, "Hey, you haven't posted in a while. And I really like your videos.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't posted in like a week, and
I
I love your
know.
stuff." And you've been like, "Well, like," and then just really get to the psyche of why you stopped.
I know. I
We-
wish.
I was listening to there's like a episode of this show called Acquired, this podcast, and they did a whole episode on Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
Yeah.
And it's just wild because it's honestly, I feel like it's one of those things where she just had, obviously she's fucking talented as shit.
Totally.
But so much support. Like
Yeah.
the fact that her parents moved from
Pennsylvania.
like
Jersey.
up north to Nashville to
Yeah.
support their kid's dream. Like my mom wouldn't have done that.
No.
Because I mean that's crazy. You know? Like
So
I don't
crazy.
know if your parents would. I mean it's kind of nuts. Like
yeah. And I also think too, like you got to have a little bit of balls and a little bit
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
no shame, which I always thought I had no shame, but no, when I was like a kid and growing up, probably until I got to college, I cared about literally what everybody thought.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I feel like for her, it's like for her to go, even for people that busk, is that what busk?
Yeah.
Busk. Like you have to like, I mean, you're basically singing to nobody. You have
Yeah.
to have such like inner peace and like confidence to be able to do that. And I feel like honestly, she just had confidence, like talented, but so confident.
Just like a level head, just like a level of self-esteem, just
Yeah.
empower. Like you
But
have
at like
these,
15, like
Well-
who has that?
Well, because I'm definitely somebody who was like probably back then. I was like, saw your video on YouTube, Taylor. You fucking loser.
Yeah.
Just shit like that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I mean, I was a little dick, but like, she's a god. She's
Yeah.
so good. And
She's very
I
good.
think she just had the ability to look past that.
Totally.
You know, which is
Exactly.
it's so hard to do.
that comes from like you strike me as somebody who's well-adjusted, but you're saying
Thank you.
that came later in life. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say definitely later. Like for sure later.
Like self-taught almost.
Yeah, and I'll say one.
Why did you end up were you just like, however I am is not working for me? Like I gotta.
Yeah, I went through like so many different phases. Like I literally was like a horse girl. I was a skater girl. I was a prep girl. I literally went through I tried on so many different characters, and I definitely did a lot of people pleasing.
Did you own a horse?
No,
She dreamed of being
but
a
I
horse
wore
girl.
like bootleg jeans and
Yeah.
like just like and I like drove a truck to school, and I like parked next to the truck guys.
you're
and,
one of those.
Like it was
What
bad.
the fuck? That's so.
No, it was bad. No,
Oh
it was
my
like
I
it's
didn't
actually
know
so embarrassing.
anybody who. Where did you grow up?
Connecticut.
That doesn't mean anything. Connecticut. Can you believe it?
No, but it was
That
like
was Connecticut.
it was
Makes
like a
sense now,
was
right?
like
Connecticut.
part of VOAG school, so agricultural school. So like we had people bust in that were like going to farm school, and a couple of my friends were like in that program, and so like I like literally became that program. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know.
So what was the?
That makes more sense to me then, though, since you're around it. You know, you are your surroundings.
Yeah.
Especially in high school. I mean, you want to.
Well, I'll also say this: I was pursuing country music.
I was
Like I
gonna
wanted to be a country artist. So
what was the genre of like that you were trying to be then? When you pull up in the truck, you're trying to. Are you like pulling up in like the Daisy Dukes and the cowboy boots, trying to be like I fucking
like low-key? No, I was like
I
trying to
shoot
be
whiskey.
like kind of like that, but like more masculine, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I remember somebody in school was like, do you like girls or boys? And I was like, wait, why are you saying that? He's like, just the way you dress. And I was like, oh, no.
Were you wearing cowboy boots and shit?
I was wearing like work boots.
Oh, I'm
steel toe?
picturing it. I know.
What the like Timberlands?
Like,
You're
why
like
was I doing that? It was so
Yeah.
weird. And we'd have like bonfire parties. But anyway, I tried to like
she just
adopt
got
this
back
whole
from the
thing.
factory.
Yeah,
No,
she's
literally.
been working.
It was
Steel
bad.
mill.
And then I'll say this: I moved away and I changed my identity again,
Yeah.
and then I changed it again and again. And like, I feel like right now is probably the most settled I've been in
Yeah.
like my identity, and I don't really feel like I have a thing. Like I'm just living. But one,
You're like I like what I like. Fuck it.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know that there was like a defining moment. I think it was just kind of like leaving my hometown, which I'm sure a ton of people have. But I actually don't. Like that's one reason I vibe with Miley Cyrus is she's tried on so many different hats that I'm like, that's relatable because how do you figure out who you are unless you kind of try a bunch of different things?
Well, yeah.
And I think there's some people that really know like to their core who they are. And like they
Yeah.
they're like from the time they were a kid, they're like, I know what I am and I'm just blah, blah, blah. And like that was just not
Born
me.
for this. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
the climb,
me neither.
baby.
But I will say one phrase that goes through my head that like I think has made a difference for me is it's only weird until it works. In terms of like pursuing whatever you want to pursue, posting the video, posting the TikTok, posting the YouTube. It's like, it's only weird until it works. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to like say shit and say that's weird, but they won't be laughing when you have an amazing career or you're doing something that you love or like all these different, you know what I'm saying?
I have a similar mantra actually, because especially moving down here, I would like meet a lot of people who would be like, dude, you're like so weird, but like it's fucking awesome. Like
hipster, but
you're just like you're like the weird. I had a friend who we know that he was literally like, you're the weirdest guy I've ever met, but like you're so funny.
But that's a compliment. That's for sure a compliment.
Well, it is, and you know, other friends would be like, dude, like how are you? Like how do you do that? Like how do you have that thing where you're just like different? It's like, dude, like. It's the being weird that is the cool thing. Like it's not like I'm trying to be weird, but it's just that you don't care. I don't know if it's like a not care, but it's like yeah, you set the trend because you just decide that it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go, you're with me on this or you're not. Like like isn't this fucking sick what I'm doing? And like if you and most of the time people are like yeah, people are down to like. It's like, you know, you're like, I'm going to throw a party and we're going to play Smash Bros. And you got to wear sandals. Like, those are the rules. Come by and you got to bring ice cream. Like, your friends will be like, fuck yeah, that sounds great.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever proposed. I'm really glad you guys are really down,
Yeah.
down with that. It's like,
well, it's
people
like,
like interesting characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, that comes from just being yourself.
Yeah.
and also part of it is approaching it like, would I enjoy doing this like in a vacuum?
Yeah.
You know, like without, if no one was around, like, would I truly, would I really care if
Yeah.
it was just up to me and nobody else?
That for sure. And also, it's for me, like, it's letting yourself believe that you're not gonna like lose yourself if you try other stuff out. Like it's what we talk about all the time. Like we don't like to go to Broadway because we know we don't like it, but we're not afraid of it's, you know, like I think if you're an artsy type, you might see like a schedule, discipline and like routine, and you think like that's not me. if I check that stuff out or do that kind of thing or be really interested into that in that kind of mindset, then I won't be the artist anymore. Like that part of me will die.
I always see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I'm a creative. So if I do like stuff that a suit would do or business stuff, like you just go, I'm bad at business because I'm an artist.
Yeah.
You know, because you're afraid that being good at business means you're a bad artist.
Right.
Like it's just not the case. Like
Yeah.
you can do that stuff, and if you're funny and you've been funny since you were a kid, you can get into finance for years and you'll still be funny afterwards because you just have that thing. Like,
Right.
so you just gotta fucking let yourself try those hats on and be like, well, I'm fucking whatever comes out, that's what I am, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, it's almost like if you don't think of it as that way, it's not like your body can only absorb one thing, you know?
Right.
It's like your brain isn't just going to suddenly forget.
Yeah.
It's like it's still there.
And you're only doing yourself a disservice by not like trying on other cultures and other things.
Well,
because
also, I mean, it's the preconceived notion that to be an artist, you have to be like free spirited and like no schedule, right? So like that's just something that like we've all come to think, but like that's not true.
It's
I remember thinking like I had to do acid or something to be really younger because all of my favorite musicians were doing that and it's such a like silly thing to like think.
I saw on a forum, I read about Jimi Hendrix taking a tab of acid and making a small cut on his forehead and putting the tab of acid on the cut and wrapping his headband around it. And so he would like trip through like straight to his bloodstream and take the acid that way. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read that and I thought, if I do drugs, I will slay at guitar.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best soloist of all time.
I'm like Googling like how to sell my soul. I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need the soul. I don't need it. I just want to fucking shred.
And all it would do would make you would just be doing acid and trying to practice guitar and being like, why do I fucking suck right now? Like, why am I so bad?
You're just high playing.
Yeah.
God.
I think there was one time where we like drunkenly jammed or something and it was just like the most dog shit. It was so bad cuz
But you think it's good in the moment.
I think in the
maybe
moment I was
not.
like, this sounds bad too. But it was fun. But I think the thing is Jimi Hendrix was probably practicing while he was on acid a bunch. So he's like, I'm good.
He's familiar with that state.
Yeah.
And also it's like, what is it for? Like, for me, if I'm on something making music, it's not for the purpose of using it. It's to use the music. It's me remembering what it feels like to follow your instincts and not like what you think the formula is. Because when you started in music, you just follow what you think should happen, your intuition of what might be cool on top of this or what would go next. And I feel like when I'm high, in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to make anything commercially viable in this state, so I might as well just fucking explore.
That was the best way to create music. Like the first things that you wrote, and then like there was no bridge, chorus, verse. It didn't matter.
You're just making patterns.
You were just making patterns, and like, oh my god, nothing beats the feeling of like figuring out your first song that you're like really proud of, and like it made sense, and like lyrically was like, wait, that's like a story, and like it felt like you just solved a puzzle, and then also it sounded good. Like that feeling was like,
it's very puzzle like,
it's elating.
I think I was way worse than you guys were when we were all the same, when we were making music at that age. Because I remember some of the stuff that I would do and it was just rough.
But here's the thing, like you were also like in a system that fostered the skill of singing. And so you had a vocal ability, like you have a vocal ability now that comes from those early habits, you know?
Yeah.
And
were you in choir?
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was in it for like 9 years.
Oh, wow. What age did you start?
4th grade to senior year. But I'm just thinking of the songs. They would be because I didn't know how to play anything. So it would just be using your vocals, and it would just be like parts where people are like playing chords, and I didn't know how to like, I was doing that thing, you know, where you just sing the chord and you're not really doing a melody. You're just like singing the notes in the chord that are like kind of weird, and it would just be very like shit like that, and it would just be like a whole song of that. And like
some musicals are like that for me, off tangent, but like sometimes I listen to songs from a musical and I'm like, this just sounds like like what you're singing is part of the background music.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lead melody
It doesn't pop
situation.
off, yeah.
But like, yeah, I do remember the first song that I wrote and being like, this is really great. Like, this feels really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I really.
Did you guys like
really
show
like
it to
that.
your mom or your dad or whoever?
Yeah, she loved it.
like-
It sounded so bad. It was so reverb.
My mom was discouraging. in that sense. She let me follow. I was like, I would go down deep like forum rabbit holes of like, it used to be called gearsluts.com.
What is it now?
Gearspace.com.
Gearspace.
It took them like 15 years to change it, but it was, I mean, ask any like producer, they remember Gearsluts. And it was just like where old heads who had their own little home recording studios would gab about gear and talk about like recording stuff and how to get like a setup together, a home studio. And it would be a mix of like hobbyists and people who were like working in the industry that you didn't even realize. But I would like troll those forums, and then I would get some really cheap gear to start like recording before everybody was making beats and stuff like that. But I remember recording a cover of like a Boys Like Girls song, and I did it like on acoustic, and I tried to like sing it like real quietly, but like I didn't want to like yell in my house, so I did it like in an octave low. You know,
Boys don't.
And it was just like really, it was a really bad cover. And then like my mom heard it and she was just like, yeah, okay.
She did.
I was like,
Oh
Wow.
no.
and I was like, okay, I'll never show anybody anything I'm doing ever again. Then
Oh,
I'll just play video games.
all it took was your mom's disapproval.
Well, I feel like you showed us, like you were doing like open mics and stuff, right?
Oh my God. My mom was a momager. Like you heard like a stage mom momager.
yeah.
She would drive me to New York.
But didn't you do American Idol?
American Idol, The Voice, America's Got Talent. Like I did every freaking show that there was.
Did you get on TV on any of them?
I got on TV for American Idol, although I didn't get very far. And then I got on TV for America's Got Talent. And that was the show that I got the furthest on. Like they were flying me to different places.
What? How many rounds did you do for America's Got Talent?
I think it was 3.
Do you
It was
have
3.
the footage?
I don't know that I have it.
Oh, we'll find
Well,
it.
because also
I'll download every
You
season
need to,
of those.
you need to,
find
when
this.
you're putting like who the guest is, you need to put like summer and then in parentheses like America's Got Talent, The Voice, like just
in
do
the
that.
description.
please don't. But I just remember like standing in line for 2 hours for all these shows, and just like my mom would be like, "Can't wait! Like, make sure you're warming up. Do you want tea? Like, do you want this?"
Wow.
Like, she was like so into it.
That's badass.
She would have moved to Nashville for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to like be fair to my mom, she was just she was like realistic about it.
Yeah.
More so than I was. I was always just like very ambitious and like just wanted like the hustle of it.
Yeah.
And because like, I mean, she still let me go to like art school and was like, if you can make it work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah. I didn't. Says the dude
I
whose
dropped out.
career is very creative.
I dropped out
I
of
know,
college.
right?
Yeah.
Both of you.
I feel like my mom was definitely, my parents were definitely more so, while they didn't really probably get it 100%, they were still really like, it's cool that we don't have parents that were ever like, no, you're going to be in finance, or like, no, you're going to be in business.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I kind of want to do, because they just know it's like,
Right.
it's like, I don't, do what you want to do.
That's
Yeah.
actually what the thing talking about, like if you had been put onto it and seen the light of why it's cool when you were younger, you'd be good at it. For me, honestly, math. I think like I would have been really good at math. like
Really?
math. I just have sort of a brain that kind of likes that kind of moving stuff around.
Have I got a book for
Systems.
you?
4,000 weeks.
No, there's another book I saw last weekend that is very like math. And
Really?
it sounds really good.
Yeah.
You might have read it, but
What do you mean? Were you not introduced to math very young?
We all were, but like,
wait, what do you mean?
it's basic. I did
She went to
this.
farm college. She went to farm high school. She didn't know math.
I did the same.
Milk and cows.
Yeah,
you're about to be like,
cows. If I pull this
oat
titty
milk.
2 times, it'll equal a quart of milk.
Wait, no.
She's
Dead
like, me too. I
ass
didn't do math till I was 18.
Our senior prank, somebody poured deer piss through our hallways. That was just a
Jesus,
side
that
note. So
is-
anyway,
wow,
so
wow.
math.
The fuck
You've
do
come a
collect
long
deer
way.
piss?
Yeah, no, I've really come a very long way.
You've evolved.
I've evolved.
No, I did the same curriculum as probably both of you did.
Yeah,
Same standardized testing.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But what I mean to say is like, there's a reason math is cool, but unless like you're told why it's cool, you just go, this is something they make me do. And if they make me do it, I don't want to do it.
They need to reframe so many subjects, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the way that, I mean, schools in general just need like an overhaul, like just change it all.
They really do.
Yeah, I mean, and they really need to, like, I feel like they should pay teachers more too, because then you'd probably get cooler people to do it. I mean, not to say there aren't cool teachers, but like.
But I think it definitely comes into when people are like, "Do I become a teacher?" I think pay definitely is involved in that.
Maybe we would be on Nilo's enjoyment level of math if we had like doper math teachers.
Potentially,
I think honestly
like,
that's true for most things. Most things are really enjoyable if you like can get to the point where you want to know the details of it.
The learning is like the part, like the thing that you like. Like, I mean, how many of you, after you graduated from school, then you started like liking to read or like learning about history or like all those subjects that like you were kind of painstakingly learning when you were in class.
Just to pass a fucking test.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, there's definitely, I feel like history is definitely,
it's like,
love it.
It's like if we had two options and it was like, okay, one, we could go out tonight and like have some drinks at a bar and hang. Option two is to like, we all sit our asses down and try to like hunker down on a song and like write a song and just focus on one song. That option B is going to be so much more fun to like instead of going out there and trying to do all these things, if we stay in here and go really hard on one thing, it's going to be infinitely like more satisfying because you're just like, because you have a respect for the history of it. There's so much context of like what it means. It's like, it's challenging. And I think you could replace the music with literally anything if you just like have somebody, or even you yourself are down to like go down a rabbit hole on it. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
That being said, I'd love to go out tonight. So
yeah. That being said,
let's get writing music.
Drink.
That ain't it. No, I don't.
This is vodka.
Yeah. You've been drinking since 3 p.m. Goddamn.
Gotta get it while I can before the imminent world ending.
Oh yeah,
seriously.
The vodka.
Ever since we've come back,
Make
we've
some
just
toilet
been
vodka.
like really oscillating between super philosophical and super goofy.
Yeah,
I would love to bring it back to the pizza that we ate earlier. And can you guys hear my stomach?
No, I was gonna say, can you smell my breath? I feel like this is just a fucking garlic cloud here, probably, but
it just cancels out.
It's just like my stomach. Are you lactose intolerant? Who's lactose intolerant? Raise your hand.
I don't think I am actually. I ate a fuck ton of cheese yesterday. It did not mess me up somehow.
Interesting. Well, can't relate.
Today,
knock on wood. Happens like 2 days later.
I went to go eat lunch. And both the pans I might have used were in the sink. And
who didn't wash them?
Well, no, but my thing is I'll leave the pan on the oven for the whole day.
Oh.
But it was put in the sink.
Oh.
I don't like the dirty pans.
I know. Well,
this is why I'm moving out.
People were coming over. People were coming over to see the house. I want to wash it and use it, but then also it's just like the timing. So I was like, I just need something quick, and I'll eat later. And so I ate some ice cream
for lunch. What flavor?
Rocky Road.
Okay, at least it was hearty.
There are nuts in there.
Yeah, there's nuts, marshmallows.
Fuck.
So I was getting some protein.
Was a legume.
Did it at night?
There's some hair on his chest.
Did you do that before or after you pooped?
Before.
Is that what drove you to the edge?
Yes.
Nice.
Because I also, this is how fucking sick I am and sick and twisted in my brain, bro.
Tell us.
Is I had some ice cream left in the my headphone keeps cutting out. So
yeah, mine's doing like a weird.
Mine's did it the whole time.
Yeah,
it's
suck it up.
Suck it up, bro.
Be a fucking professional.
Don't talk about it on the air. Edit that out. Cut it out. Air. Fucking thing sucks.
I'm leaving.
You just become fucking like Buddy Rich, like a band leader. You guys can't keep the tempo for shit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You want to be in the comedy troupe? None of you are funny for shit. I've heard a single joke. I'm the Gene Krupa of comedy, dude.
What the fuck is Gene Krupa?
I don't know who any of these people are.
Okay, let me pull up some
I'm
clips.
the Bix Bierderbeck. All right, so you try that on for size.
Bro, speaking of which, best like old name for a guy. I can't believe there was a guy named Fats Waller.
That one is
Fat?
good.
Yeah.
PH or F?
F.
F. This is before pH was a thing.
FATTS.
FATS. Fats Waller.
Fats Waller.
It's a jazz guy.
I feel this is reminiscent of when my teacher called me
Ham.
a fat pig.
She was trying to get you a career in
Fats
jazz.
pig.
Yeah. Fats pig, ham girl.
You're a regular old ham pumperdinkle.
If you were a pizza, you'd be a prosciutto pizza. that was.
But I had some ice cream left, and I thought, I'm going to use this to make my coffee a mocha coffee.
Oh.
So I use it as creamer for the coffee.
I love that. What's wrong with that?
Oh.
I'm lactose intolerant, so immediately after I went to the bathroom, it like hurt in my stomach.
Yeah.
And I was like starting to get a hot flash. And Blake was right here. He's probably seeing me do all this. I like laid down a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, he's just taking a little nap.
I did
I
take a
couldn't
little
tell
nap.
you were hurting. I just thought you were taking a little nap.
It was a little bit of both. I was like, because I went on my computer and I was about to pull the trigger on ordering Instacart just to get Lactaid to the house.
Oh, damn,
It
dude.
was that bad.
Could have taken the car.
It was just like annoying and it was bad. Like it wasn't that it hurt, but I was like, I can't do a podcast, so I'm going to be like having lactose intolerant stomach cramps.
Yeah.
You know, if you lay on a specific side, like it's better for letting those like bubbles pass.
Really?
I don't know if it's left or right, but I do know if you like go on one of your sides, the way that your like intestines are and your stomach sits, it's easy for the gas to pass.
Oh, that's good to know.
We
We should figure that out. Just
that's
like
not
the
the side I
earring
was
thing.
laying on. I was laying on the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it passed. It did pass eventually.
Well,
Send me
yeah,
that link.
and then you're like, oh, let's do pizza now.
Yeah, I was like, let's just.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm where you were 5
Yeah.
hours ago.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, you're gonna go home and be
dude.
like, all right, I'm gonna lay on my left. Well, wait, he laid on the wrong side, so you just gotta lay on whatever side he.
I lay on my back. I'm a free.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
a-
the worst
that's
you
the
can
one.
do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know.
When I had
That's
those,
how I sleep almost every time. No, not at night. I'm just kidding.
for cramps, I was like, it's definitely you got to be on your side for cramps. I feel like when I
Yeah.
was on my back, it was just like,
Like the pressure of it like hurts.
yeah, it was just like a bubble that was just like
You can also go on all
Right, and, like,
fours. That helps too.
What?
Pass all fours.
like a dog.
Yeah, like that. It helps you pass gas and relieve pressure.
That's why dogs are always so happy.
And they're always farting too.
Tooting up a storm.
really are.
Well, they've got no social
Gas
barriers
is so
there,
weird.
yeah.
You're so right. What if dogs like excused themselves and went outside to fart and then he came back in? But they don't
every
do that.
time. Well, that's why those videos where it's like the YouTube video is like my dog farts and then barks, and like that's all it is, and the dog's just like. And it's just like such a funny combo of things. There's one where it's like deer farts, kicks a tree, and runs away, and it like farts and it's like kicks the tree and then runs off, and it's like
Oh, that's like the
love
koala
that
who just
shit.
picks up his shit. She's like, why?
Yeah,
why?
dude. Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
it's disgusting, is what it is.
It's fucking so nasty, dude.
Shit, I was checking some.
So that was not the correct move. But
Yeah.
honestly, last weekend I had a moment where some combination of I just had too much liquid in my body, but like no water really. It was like it was like bubble tea and like coffee and then I had like kind of an IBS-y kind of day.
Yeah,
It was like a little bit nauseous, but I was just like in the bathroom a lot. And
The blender leaf blower effect.
yeah.
Is that what was happening?
blender leaf blower.
Picture a blender, then picture a leaf blower blowing that blended stuff out.
Like throw. Oh, I was imagining like throwing a leaf blower into a blender. That's what I saw. Not at all.
It was more like
I see.
It was like smoothie. It was like more like smoothie in a bag that you like rake leaves up in, and then you just kind of dump out the bag. That's what my no. It was
Say,
You know when you feel like
I
Ice cream.
this is
Yeah.
too much information for sure, so gross. But
Yeah.
you know when it keeps feeling like you have to, but nothing
Yeah.
is coming out.
Better not to force it.
Better not to force it.
But drink a
But
peppermint
you just
tea.
don't know. Like you're like I can't stray too far from a bathroom because I don't know what's gonna happen. I just felt for all y'all IBSers. Two in the room and a lot in the two in the room and a million in the tomb. They all die.
They all. I thought that was more a reference for the probiotics. A million, but it'd be a billion.
True, a billion in the womb.
15 billion CPU. CFU.
The more
think that's what it's
probiotics
called.
in the tum, the less you'll have problems with the bum.
And you can enjoy more yum.
Yes.
But don't eat any gum, because that would be dumb. And then you're going to be full of cum.
Because that rhymes.
Because
with gum.
that rhymes with gum. Yum.
I just
Oh, yeah,
felt
you said yum.
I said I was like, if I had IBS, I would be in the bathroom all day.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got a pretty powerful stomach.
Yeah.
Overall, I think.
Yeah. If I had that, I would just like go to the bathroom and I would just sit there and I would just wait. I would just wait like until this passes, you know?
It never passes though.
Yeah, exactly.
You never outgrow it. You never get over it. It's just
You just live in fear.
you live in fear every day that you might overtrust a fart.
I will say.
I have overtrusted a fart before.
I will say though,
Yum.
the Lexapro has helped me a little bit with my IBS.
What is that?
It's like a SSRI. It's like a antidepressant.
Okay.
It helped like chill the anxiety. I feel like when I'm sure people that listen a lot are like, this fucking guy's always talking about his IBS.
It's pressing.
But, you know, it's important.
pressing on your bowels.
But
is.
I remember when it was like really bad, and I would try to drink because I was just starting to date Hannah, and I would get really nervous before the dates, and I'd just be like panicking, and I'd be like, I can't. I would make myself think that if I ate certain things, that it would like fuck me up before the date, which would just make stuff worse. If I would have just eaten regular stuff and had the same mindset I have now, it'd been fine. But I was like, I can only eat like a sweet potato before this date, and I eat like a sweet potato, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so hungry, and it would hurt so bad. And then we'd go on the date. I'd get like a drink, and I remember,
dude, how do you even play it cool at that moment? You know, because you're so tight in the core.
Somehow I think I was just good at faking it until I made.
She was like, "This
it.
Guy's really contained.
This guy is really holding it together.
This guy's chill.
His leg has been shaking.
You're really,
but
this guy stinks like shit.
This guy smells like shit. And I like it. But
he's mysterious. He hasn't said a word.
He's
sweating a lot.
The Lexapro has helped though. It has helped a lot. I think I get more of the more anxiety I get is from traveling now. That's what really sets my stomach off. So the Lexapro helps with that.
Yeah.
Because I get paranoid when I can't have a consistent meal. Like the same meals. I'm really boring about like breakfast. I eat oatmeal like every day just because it's a good baseline.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm traveling, and sometimes I go visit friends that are like, we're going to get like a fucking blah, 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 like a hot pot thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do that. But I'm going to try to find something basic as hell here.
That's interesting.
I like that.
Lexapro! Antidepressants!
I'm trying to get on that similar tip with the same breakfast every morning.
It's just like Steve Jobs wearing a black shirt, dude. Less decisions.
Yeah.
It literally is like that.
Honestly, could you imagine if we didn't have such a huge food industry that was like, your poupon and your da-da-da. Like if we just like ate food.
Poupon?
Great poupon.
Great poupon.
Oh yeah, great. That was the first thing. If we didn't have such a massive food industry with all these poupons.
Yeah. You know, I go to the store and I try to use my poupon.
I was segueing from IBS.
These coupons.
Poupon.
That's good.
Anyway,
Poupon,
but like
off,
if we ate just to get nutrients and to not be full, food would be so different.
We tried that we tried the
Huel.
The Huel, but that gave me the shits.
What's Huel?
It's just like a smoothie.
Yeah, it's like a meal replacement thing that's like full serving of vegetables. I actually like that stuff. I like the Huel.
I couldn't do it.
And I do like a raw organic vegan meal replacement shake smoothie sometimes.
Yeah.
And it does, it's like I feel like it takes care of the baseline.
Yeah.
I don't need to think about it. And I like that shit. But it would be such a different world.
Life would be less enjoyable, I think. Like I was just thinking about sushi.
Well, there are times when it's like really nice just pop off and prepare for it. You almost like prepare for that crazy
This
meal.
goes back to that thing I was saying earlier of you got to try other stuff and just trust that your true core is still there. Like it's almost getting to the point where I'm tired of eating whatever I want. Like I'm tired of being like, tonight let's just go hard. Like I'm kind of tired of that because it's like I do that so much, and I'm like I need to
Same.
prove to myself that I cannot do this at this point. Like,
Yeah.
and so like I'm trying to do that like fucking oatmeal every day or whatever it is to just make it boring. So then I can go back to that being fun again.
Like the excitement of it. Oh yeah, same. My boyfriend and I, we go on dates like multiple times throughout the week, and we're always going out to eat, and we get like sushi or bar taco, or like whatever it is. And like now I'm realizing it's like it's just like not as exciting because now that we do it all the time, it's like
it cheapens it.
It really does. So I told him, I was like, we need to limit it to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Which also feels like a lot.
That is a lot.
But like considering
why
we
not?
would go out like twice a day per day.
I like want to judge you, and then I'm like going back. Like if you were to look at our Postmates history, it would tell a very similar story.
I was gonna say,
like just replace the date with the ordering. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Which is
like
a
3
date,
times is a lot, and then I'm like, well, I go over to Hannah's on this day, and then we probably go out and get food that day, and then on the weekend we get this for brunch, and then blah. So
It's
it
like-
pretty much it's usually like
Especially right now where it's like the transitory period of like we just traveled and I'm about to move in, and like you're traveling. It's like I could get my fucking meal prep on today, or I could just see if there's any DoorDash coupons.
Yeah, let me just ride this fucking these groceries I currently have out because I'm not.
It's like I don't have time to cook. I'm in the middle of moving. When am I going to fit in my movies?
When am I gonna fit in my movies?
So I'll just order food, and then I'll now have time for my movies.
I gotta see, I gotta see what the dramas are on. I can't be watching Donnie Brasco and cooking a brisket.
Exactly.
It's not gonna work.
It's intentional relaxing, okay?
Yes.
Oh, I love cooking videos. Do you guys ever watch those?
Yeah, I do.
No, I don't actually.
Really?
Not really.
Oh my God, go on YouTube. Pop a little Eddie. Go on YouTube. And just watch the 2-minute ones. Like the ones that go really quick. I like the ones where they're just like literally pouring it in the skillet and then just like
I watched like some baking baking ASMR videos almost. Like it's like it'd be these Japanese bakeries or these almost assembly line cakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That shit rules.
It's oddly satisfying shit.
Are you guys full when you're watching these though? I gotta be well fed.
Same.
I can't be watching.
if not the
these
munchies hit hard.
Yeah. Or have a snack ready because it's miserable watching that shit without it.
Oh yeah, totally. I usually have like some type of munchie in hand. But do you guys like have a limit on your munchies? Like, do you know when to stop?
No.
Yeah.
And that I'm consciously like being like I need to form like an effective year-long strategy for weaning off of sugar.
Yeah.
Because it always draws me back in no matter what, and and if I don't stop, I will get diabetes.
Yeah, I have one thing that I eat for munchies now.
What is it?
And it's just granola. It's fucking the Cascadian Farms.
Well, that's good.
Cinnamon apple granola with like almond milk in it, and it's fucking incredible.
See, that's amazing. See, like mine was like a whole fucking bag of chicken nuggets, or or my sister just bought a giant bag of like gummy sour worms, which if I start eating something, there's literally no end. I will literally munch on something until it's stuck in my throat, and I'm like. It's almost like I'll just finish the bag for no goddamn reason.
Exactly, because it's there.
It's because it's there.
This is where scarcity mindset. I go like,
it's so bad.
You give me something, the plate has to be clean, like the package has to be finished, and that's where I learn a lot from Jenny because she'll pour a cup of coffee, and I'm not kidding you. Like if it's this full, she'll drink this much, and then 2 hours later, that's still where it is, and like that, I just don't have that. She'll like.
I gotta drink it all.
She'll get a chocolate bar and she'll like eat a piece tonight, and then like tomorrow she'll eat a piece, and then she'll like she put it in the little snack drawer, and then like we'll get some other treat, and then cut to like months later, there's like 3 or 4 half chocolate bars in the little bin. I'm like, wow, I've never been able to accumulate that much leftover treat, and like I need to learn that skill because like that's incredible, and I there's no way I could do that.
I think it's self-control.
Well, yeah, I think that's self-control.
I think it's self-control, but
I gotta learn some of that.
What is that?
I think I think part of it for me is there's an anxiety there that my stomach is gonna hurt while I'm high.
Right.
So I don't try anything other than like what I know won't fuck up my stomach while I'm high.
See, but mine doesn't hurt my stomach until 4 a.m. the next morning. And
see,
then
I know that's gonna happen. And
Oh,
I'm
I see.
like,
So you're
don't
like
know.
predicting that?
Maybe that's part of why you got like anxious last time we smoked weed and like the boys were here, like because the boys who were on the next a few podcasts ago were in town, and they're the same as us, where like we'll at a certain point at the nighttime we just degenerate into eating whatever the fuck, and it's like loads of sugar, like piles of like it's candy, cookies, ice cream, on top after having just had like a big ass meal.
Yeah.
And we were laughing because, like you said about the self control, like I was like, oh yeah, you know, at this time of night, it's time to make our dirty little fuck pile. And it's like this concept of like when you just like get your little hoard of treats, just so you have that just sensation of just flavor and just melting and just sludge. And we'll literally be like in the middle of working on a box of Cheez-Its and like a sleeve of Oreos.
Yeah. But you have to have a mix of
shopping
it.
on GoPuff for like what's coming next. To be like, but what are we gonna eat in like an hour?
Yeah.
You know it's bad when you're about to have somebody deliver you snacks from like a gas station that you could hop in your car and go 5 minutes to.
Oh, yeah.
But you need to have the sweet Oreos and the salty Cheez-Its.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that combo is so crucial.
We're like trying to balance the cart. We're like, okay, you got Cheez-Its, you got some chips, like you got cookies. There's not much of a cream element. Like, how about some ice cream?
Yeah. Oh my God,
ice
dude.
cream, and then throw a Pedialyte in there. Like, what?
For tomorrow.
God.
Pedialyte for tomorrow.
But yeah, I gotta do something about that because when we went to the movies last night, Spider-Man: No Way Home, incredible, best Marvel
Was
movie.
the best.
Tom Holland, I love you.
So hot.
Tom Holland's so hot.
He's so
Such
fire.
a fit boy.
Those abs.
I didn't realize he
Like
had such
the-
big abs.
He's so cute.
He's thicky,
He's like skinny thicky.
like thicky, like
Strong thicky thinny.
not like
Thinny
not like
thicky.
chunky, like thicky, like he's put muscle mass.
Yes,
on.
he totally has.
It's not just
Yeah.
lean. It's
You
like
know he's a dancer.
I believe it. Wasn't he in Billy Elliot or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's a great dancer.
I believe
Whoa.
it.
And him and Zendaya. Or something.
Zendaya's. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see some clips.
What?
Wait, what?
I'm gonna have to see some clips.
But have some clips.
I don't know what you're saying.
But
What did you
have
think I
some.
said?
I don't
It
know.
just
Yeah,
sounded
but
like
have
I
some
honestly
clips.
said, but have some clips.
Anyway, it's that time of the night. But I have some clips.
but have some clips.
But I have some clips to show you.
God. Well, I do enjoy the cooking videos when I'm high. Is there like a go-to video that you guys watch on YouTube when
What?
you're high?
A
Is there
go-to
anything?
video.
Been
Or like
watching a lot of
a genre?
Seinfeld clips. Some dude's been cutting like episodes down into 5 minutes, and it's really
That's all
funny.
you need.
Yeah, that's what I've been.
Hilarious. I don't know what I like. I like to get high, have my little dirty little fuck pile, and I like to put something on long form, like a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to kind of zone out on it a little bit. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Veg a little bit.
We've been watching a lot of movies lately.
Yeah. Or actually, what I really like to do is like do the night routine while I'm high and like snacking, like have my earbuds in and just be vibing as I fucking
Vibe.
fold laundry. Or
Listen to some
Yeah.
tunes too. Oh my
Yeah.
God, music when you're high is so good.
Oh, it's an experience.
Really
Dude,
is.
getting high has been hitting so good lately.
Yeah,
I'm just like, wow, this is. I understand like Seth Rogen now. I'm like, yeah,
100%.
I could do this all day.
What's the form? Like, are you smokers?
Smoking it, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a usually vaping, but there's this like I've got these like those 2.5 eddies.
Yeah.
To 5 milligram eddies that are just like perfect.
Yep.
Perfect measurements.
Yeah, edibles are nice, but to me sometimes they're like a little too almost body and a little too much like of a long big wave.
Yeah, that's true.
I like smoking, but the problem with smoking is that I feel like the bowl, like I'm at the point now where the little bowl's not getting me high enough.
Oh,
shit! I need
shit.
like a couple of them, you know.
Yeah.
Like for the first time in my life, I've never been like a huge stoner, which might surprise some people, but I'm like at the point where I could like smoke a pre-roll joint and I'm just like, and like I'm okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna freak out high. You
A
know?
whole one?
Yeah,
I
Oh,
do not
what?
believe you.
I'd be very high. I'd be like stoned out of my
Oh, but
mind.
you wouldn't freak out.
But I wouldn't be like,
Oh, okay.
oh no, I'm too high. I'd
Yeah.
be like, maybe I'll sleep or something.
I think I
but
would.
I'm gonna-
I think I'm not there yet.
I think I would freak out
I
a
would
little
start
bit.
feeling my heart, and then I would be
Yeah.
like,
That always does fuck me up though.
Yeah.
That does fuck me up.
When you're like, well, what if I'm the one? What if
Right.
I'm the one that dies
"This
from
is
it?
the time."
I'm the one.
Yeah, well, I would be too high. I wouldn't blame it on the weed. I would think like, oh man, I ate too much sugar, like, and I'm about to have a heart attack. Like,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
the paranoia.
Diabetes.
I had that at the theater the other night, which is what I was going to bring up.
You got
Like-
paranoid at the theater?
Well, I smoked before the theater, and I wasn't paranoid from the weed. It was just that-
People. The fucking weirdos at the theater.
the fucking freaks. Oh my god! I was gonna talk about that on this pod, but we'll have to save it because this is we've done quite some time. We've
Yeah.
done a healthy chunk. But I was like gonna eat a bowl of cereal or something real quick before we went, but like I didn't want us to miss it, so we just went straight. Right?
We decided like 30 minutes before showtime. We were like, oh yeah, we're going to see
Yeah.
Spider-Man tonight. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's support. And we tried to go, and so we went. We bought tickets, so we dashed off, and I was like, I'm gonna get some popcorn. So I had popcorn, and I was like, dude, but I have kind of a dry mouth right now, so I need something to drink. I got a big old Pepsi,
A medium.
a medium Pepsi, the size
Wow, that's
of
like
my fucking head.
$9.
Well, we got the popcorn half off.
Oh,
We
Um,
complained. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
It was
how?
Regal Card night on
Regal
Tuesdays.
Crown Club
Half
members.
movies, half popcorn,
well, that is great to know.
and the card is free.
I wonder, could you like switch your delivery in such a way that people will think that we dropped in a mid-roll ad here for Regal Crown Club? Hey guys, with the new Regal Clown Club's reward points, you can get 50% off movies on Tuesdays. And that's right. Join now with code HNEW to get like that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
How would you have to switch up your cadence for it to like sound like an ad? Why does it always? How come you can always tell
That they've switched it
that
up.
it's an ad now?
Hi guys. With Regal, you can have unlimited films. Right now, it's $9 a month or $39 a year to get the best access of film of all time.
Right. It's
Just like, yeah.
if there's one thing we love more than anything, it's movie night.
That's great, you guys.
Yeah, it's
I feel like
very-
I'm listening to an ad. I don't know that I could do that.
One thing that I love about movies and Regal is the experience. I go in and I expect fully to see that shitty student film that they do that Coca-Cola always does the budget for, and it's the most dog shit student film I've ever seen where a kid gets a soda and gets a boner and talks to one of the girls
The
and
student little
he
pre-roll.
explodes in the theater and all the friends realize it's a dream. And that's my favorite thing about Regal. Thank you for sponsoring this episode.
I like the part where they make you feel like you're on a virtual roller coaster. Like,
Yeah.
open up the Regal app to play the game along with us. It's like nobody's ever done that.
I will
Never.
say the music that they play
Yeah.
when the roller coaster finally reaches its thing and it's like Regal Theaters and it's like
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
Let's
oh
go.
my god, I'm at the fucking movies.
that's Pavlovian,
so
dude.
dope,
That's
dude.
Pavlovian. You're like, that's positive trauma. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
we love movies, but
We really do.
yeah. So I was eating the popcorn.
Summer, would you like to do an ad read? Do you want to do one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
didn't
just
even
like
tell
don't
you
know
to
that I
ask
can
this.
do
I
it.
saw you try for
No,
one
I
word.
just went like this. I
You were
went,
like,
woo.
no. You said, you're like, hey guys.
I did do that. I went, hey guys. I don't know that I would.
And our associate, Summer, is going to tell you about her favorite film that she's seen at Regal. Summer?
Have you seen The Sandlot? If not, come on down to Regal Cinemas and check it out with us. Bring your grandma, your mom, and your aunt. Don't bring your dad. He's absent from your life.
You're such a ham.
He ran out. Yeah, you're just hamming it up over
Chubby
there.
ass.
Oh my
Fucking pig. God, I have such a different memory of that now. You've actually altered that memory.
Now it's no longer a it's what do we say, positive trauma.
Trauma,
It's
yeah.
negative.
It's something. It's like neutral.
It's true. It's just truth. I'm sorry.
Sandlot, interesting choice. I
Have you
don't-
ever seen it?
Long time ago, that dog
You're
scared the
killing
shit
me,
out of me.
Smalls.
I don't
It's
know
fine,
this
it's never
reference.
Iconic.
Have you seen it?
I've never. The thing about me is I've never. If you think of a classic movie, I haven't seen it.
Titanic.
I saw it. I cried because I was bored.
Whoa,
I wanted to go
zinger.
home. It's true.
yeah.
I was a little kid. We went with our neighbor. and her mom, and we all were there, and I cried. I was like, this is the longest. I've never sat somewhere for this long.
You cried because you were bored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He cried because the sex scene wasn't more revealing.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable watching it with my grandma.
I was gonna say, like, that's a movie that you watch with your if you're young when it came out, you're watching with your family, and they're like, "Oh,
Close your eyes.
okay."
Yeah.
Didn't think that was gonna happen.
But I was like, I was like asexual at that age, dude. I was like, I want to go home.
We all were.
I still have like skate videos.
I want to play Crash Bandicoot, dude.
Oh, I loved Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, it was
Or
so good.
Sonic the
Oh my
Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right. What was the other thing you were gonna say? What was the
Oh
question?
yeah, wait. What was the?
Yeah.
Okay, I was high watching Spider-Man, and I was eating the popcorn, and I got paranoid because I would take big sips of Pepsi, and I swear I could follow the path of the Pepsi as it went down, like
my
through
God.
my trachea and through my like aortic fucking heart like valves.
No.
I was like, there's Pepsi in my heart. I was like, I could feel this Pepsi like slow, like syruping my heart right now, and it's like glazing it, and it's trying to pump, but something's pumping half mass in there. To quote Bradley Cooper in Limitless, I was like, something's pumping at half mass in there, but I knew that already. And I literally thought, like, I had the thought, like, no, for real, this time you're giving up sugar, because
Oh my God.
you are gonna die, and I was like, this is, and it could be tonight, and in my head I just thought, it won't be tonight though.
As I'm like turning over to you, being like, I can't believe he's in this fucking movie. And you're like, okay, it's
like,
gonna
look
be
at
fine.
his
It's gonna be fine.
abs.
I'm like, dude, he looks fucking good, right?
Right.
I feel like I was the loudest one in that theater because I like.
Was there
funny-
anybody else? You guys are so late to this movie.
There was probably like
I know.
8 other people total.
I'm actually that
Sprinkled
surprises me. I'm
throughout.
surprised you guys were literally not the only people in that theater.
It was close, but I
was
was
close.
like boisterously laughing because I was
It's
kind of
good.
bummed
It
that
was a
more
great movie.
people weren't laughing out loud.
I
at
know.
certain
It made
parts.
me like regret that we didn't go see it like when it came out. Like
'Cause it's funny.
I'm like kind of like lesson learned a little bit. Like I'll make a point to try to see some of these movies like when they're like kind of fresh.
There's a
Yeah.
communal aspect.
Yeah,
there.
I'm not like a Marvel head by any means.
Yeah.
The only thing Marvel about my head is how big it is, but
God damn, 2 for 2, baby. Yeah.
you know, certain movies like that, I bet that Doctor Strange one's gonna be pretty trippy and pretty cool.
He's
but-
overpowered.
Yeah, I know, it kind of annoys me, but anyway.
Did you guys ever go to like a movie premiere? Like stay up late and go see it the first minute it came out?
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, you did HP?
Yeah, we did HP.
I did HP too. I think it might have been like the second to last one.
I did HP.
that.
I did Hunger Games too. Remember that series?
I don't think I've ever seen a Hunger
No?
Games. I've gotten
Dude.
I've gotten the
Did you?
walkthrough, but
Hunger Games is one of the best movie experiences I've ever had because my friend that I was hanging out with at the time, and we were just acquaintances. Shout out Dom. He was like, we got to go see this movie Hunger Games. I was like, okay, what is it? He was like, I'm just not going to tell you. Like, and I was like, all right, I'll go. I got nothing else to do. So I went in not having seen like always the best when you haven't seen a trailer
Yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
anything, you have no expectations, you know. And I immediately was just like,
Holy shit.
I read all 3 books after it.
You
Whoa.
did.
Yeah,
Wow.
dead ass. And I was fawning over Jay Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was J-Lo's
J-Lo.
like height.
J-Lo.
J-Lo. That was Jenny from the Block's height.
Ironically
Man,
enough,
Jennifer Lopez.
J Lo
and-
was at rock bottom at the time.
Yeah, dude. She
Yeah.
was so pining for Ben.
A little tabloid article.
Yeah.
J Lo caught pining for Ben.
J-Lo praying over a shrine for Ben Affleck and his brother.
Trouble Beyond the Pines.
Yeah,
J Lo hooks up with.
He's not even.
I know. J Lo hooks up with Ryan.
Jenny wishes she was on the cock. Ben Affleck's cock.
Jenny blocked from visiting rights to her own children.
Jiggly, G wishes. Jenny from the block. Yeah.
Best movie of all time. Jiggly.
She was in a movie. There's this. I feel like I would talk about this movie a lot. I thought she was in it, but there's this movie on Lifetime that I'm pretty sure J-Lo was in, where there's this like predator that like sneaks into people's houses and like does this shit where he like paints himself like the wall or whatever. So he's like backed up against the wall, and like she walks into the house and you just see him like open his eyes. What the fuck? And it's like really fucked up, but like kind of a funny concept if you think about like just how ridiculous it is that he's like if somebody's alone in their house and you got him. But he would like torment them to be like, and he'd like close his eyes and just like make voices, and they'd be like, "Where the fuck is he? I don't understand where the fuck he is."
That is so fucked up.
And it, but
Bothers me.
yeah, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, it was not J-Lo.
Oh shit. Who was it?
Different movie. I don't know. It was it was a really goofy Lifetime movie that like I'll never forget. I thought J-Lo was in it. I apologize for bringing us down this path, guys.
It was Eva Mendes.
It was yeah. I think they were like sea level tops.
Oh, God.
my God.
Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
what's
thank you.
going on, y'all?
I will not be watching that movie.
No, I can't even remember the title, but
No.
it was just really funny to see the guy like stretch out, and then like she'd walk by, and the guy'd just be like,
Oh, you see his eyes?
Yeah, that's
Because-
weird.
Was it Pink Panther or something? Jesus.
yeah, it was Steve Martin, dude, as Clouseau or whatever.
Was he
Oh,
in-
God.
No.
Oh.
I think he was.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Do you see Only Murderers in the Building?
I watched the first episode. I liked it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I watched the first season.
So good at send that. Sound like that.
I watched like 10 minutes of it and I thought, this is cool, but
You weren't into it?
Did you finish it, you said?
I did. I actually am very excited for season 2. It gets really good.
Yeah. I mean, the
believe it.
first episode was great. I
Yeah.
believe it. It's like, but for me to see like a Martin and Martin or a fucking, Steve Martin and Martin Short, like that's just what a combo.
Martin
Yeah.
and Martin Gomez. Martin Gomez Martin. It sounds like a weird law firm.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
does.
Martin Gomez Martin. Martin Gomez is probably more likely.
If they like made a LLC for their duo, do you think they would call it Steve and Martin or Martin and Short?
Martin
and Short.
Martin and Short is better.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it almost is like, is it too much emphasis on, well, either way?
But that way, it just sounds like it's just Martin Short.
yeah. It just
that's
sounds like you're
true.
doing Martin,
Yeah.
comma, Short.
Martin and Short.
Yeah.
But it rolls off the tongue. I don't think Steve would care.
No. he's got enough money. He's fine.
But yeah, those two, like I was never into really their. I tried to listen to the audiobook of Born Standing Up to like understand the Steve Martin legacy. I was like, it's not my time to understand this yet.
No.
So I don't get him right now, and also never been a big Gomez head as far as acting.
Yeah, same. And I will say that the acting did not get much better in that show.
In the for the Gomez factor.
Gomez Factor.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with both of you.
You love.
It got
Steve
better
Martin.
throughout the episode. I feel like Gomez was just kicking the field goals. She
I
was
think
doing
she's
a
a
really
triple
good job.
threat, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I think she's pretty damn good, and I think she's cooler than what people give her credit for.
I see, and you know why? Because I had low expectations.
Okay.
I like, because I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm not really a big fan of her acting.
Yeah.
Her tunes are pretty good, and then
This
like,
is gonna sound pretty like toxic the way I say it, but like, doesn't it seem like just chicks don't like Selena Gomez? I just wanted to say it like that. But
okay.
but like it
I was
doesn't
gonna say,
like,
I
generally
don't-
speaking, I feel like I come across a lot of when Selena Gomez gets brought up in a room, I feel like it's more likely that the men are gonna be like, yeah, she's decent, and women are like, annoys me.
I don't know. I haven't really brought her up enough to know.
I was thinking about this concept recently.
It's
Okay.
it's Mandela effect.
It's the Mandela effect.
You were grandfathered in.
I'm going to de-thaw this idea real quick.
Yeah, you thought
So
freeze it up.
there is
Get on that
there is
wagon.
a point in a artist's, actor, singer, a celebrity's career where they are so famous that there's literally not room for them to get more famous.
Yeah.
And they become hated,
Yeah.
and they'll go through this period of hating, and then they will eventually be back on the rise. But it literally happened to Billie Eilish. People, like, they root for you because they want to see you make it. But then once you make it, they get jealous.
Yeah.
And then they, like, you're too mainstream. Everybody likes you. You know, you've sold out. And then they start becoming like a joke and like get hated on.
Do you know the concept of like the heel?
No.
It's like a pro wrestling thing where like in your story arc, at some point you have to play the heel, which is like the villain, like the bad guy. So
yeah. I mean, Taylor
like,
Swift too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after like for a while being the hero, you can't like keep that energy for too long.
No.
You literally have to become the bad guy for
Totally.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the most hated, and then you can come back.
I think that is Selena Gomez because she was on such a rise, like in her Disney Channel era.
Bieber too.
And then he did the drug thing, and
Bieber
then
3.
Now we're on
Reloaded.
Bieber 3. Bieber, Herbie,
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that's where Selena is. I don't
Herbie, Bieber
dislike her,
loaded.
Gerby Baber.
but also I will say this, and this is nothing that she can help. I think she has a little bit of a lisp of some sort that I don't remember her having it on Disney Channel. So like that's why in the show it kind of like where'd she get this like weird like. She's got like she's got like it's almost like a whisper thing where she's like, Steve, like what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like one of those
and it's one of those things that I'm like,
it's one of those.
You didn't have that on Disney Channel, so where did you get that?
Did she get like is it like a tooth?
I don't know, but maybe she like has an issue.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you pick up a tick and it's just like you like kind of caught onto it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I would hear people lisp sometimes, and like not knowing any social stigma behind it, I just thought the sound of it was cool. So like I would lisp after that because I was like, that's kind of a cool sound.
Yeah. That's kind of a cool
So
sound.
I would do the same thing, but I would bite the inside of my cheeks and smile. Can't even do it.
Oh, like that much? Oh, I thought you meant like, oh, whoa.
I thought that.
How is that even
saw this-
remotely close to what I'm saying?
What
does that have to do at all with what I'm saying?
saw
Yeah,
this
see, I did the
one
same
girl-
thing with the lisp, but I would bite my cheeks and make this face.
But I did a similar thing with that where I just put my tongue in my nose and walk up to strangers.
Oh, you saw a girl do it?
This cool girl did it, but it was just because she had big dimples, and so like her. So I thought that's how I could get them.
Yeah.
Oh, I
weird.
see.
It's the random things. It's that identity crisis, dude.
It is.
Like
That'd be a lower dimple though. That'd be like
I don't know what I was thinking, but I remember the boy that I liked called me out. He was like, "Why are you doing this?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like 8 years old. And he was like, it's weird. And I was like, what do you mean? And I went to the bathroom and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I've been walking around for weeks doing this.
it's actually pretty scary.
You know what blows my mind is when there are, and I guess lists are a thing you can help, but whenever I'm not like making fun of this person, but I feel like there's like a certain podcast where the person has like a really, really bad lisp. And I'm just like, it seems like a bad idea to.
Is it a guy?
It's a woman.
Oh.
And she's just very like I only think about this now is because there's a podcast I like a lot, and they've been getting a lot of these ad reads, and every single person they interview for these ad reads for these tech companies have like lisps.
Interesting.
They have the same Ira Glass nerd voice, right? Like,
Well,
hey
it's
guys.
kind of hi. So
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about this is
Oh my
it's
God.
not a situation that you
That's really
can't
good.
understand. Something that happened in
Bro,
this small town.
this is so
It's like that.
No, dude, that's a really good character for
Yeah.
you. Like,
But isn't that like
seeing it
making
come from
fun
you-
of somebody though? I feel like I can't do that.
Well, I mean, if you wrote a character around it, like I
see.
mean, like not just that. Don't just whip out that voice. But like,
Yeah.
I just mean like I believed it when you were doing
okay,
it.
I see. But imagine like listening to an hour-long podcast with that. I can't.
No.
I can't do it. I was like, I like what you're talking about, but I honestly, I just can't stop thinking about it.
It's like the really annoying
hard.
voice that I do when I want to like make you mad of like the nerd, the like comic nerd guy was like, actually, if you
Oh fuck yeah, I do not like that
if you
voice.
check out the issue,
So-
the original issue, there was actually discrepancy between that and what how they
No,
portray
you know
it
what?
in the movie.
If you start a sentence with actually, no, like actually, no.
Actually,
Actually?
yeah.
Actually. Oh my God, you guys!
Wow.
It's been a real good pod.
Wow,
Guys,
that was fire.
This has been a fire pod.
Hope you've had a
pod.
fun time.
It's been great.
Great.
Yeah.
It's been
I
a
feel like
great
we
trip.
got deep, and then there was some goof.
Yeah, it was a
There's
nice
some
little
goof
coaster
and
of
deep goof.
Wait, is that Apple Watch?
It's actually not. It's a Garmin.
Is it?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Why?
No.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
looks.
I didn't know Garmin made those.
Why? Oh my God, they make fire watches.
What
Yeah.
do you use it for?
Give a
My
Garmin.
working out, and I do get like texts on it, but
It's
I
like
know.
a Fitbit sitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, never
Wait, why
mind.
do you
Anyway.
ask?
Because we've been shopping around for a potential Apple Watch situation. I know they got some pretty affordable models, and
They do.
they got a sweet like walkie-talkie feature where you can like walkie-talkie
do.
between watches. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. From
Yeah.
how far?
Like
I don't know, but like just in the house, you know.
I think you can do it far.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be sick, dude. If you're like in the middle of a conference meeting or something and you have your watch on, I'm just like, Blake, it's poo-poo time.
yes, sir. Here we go. Ignite. Yeah, I
Did you tell them the thing? Did you quit?
Did you quit? Yeah. I really like that feature, the sending voicemail feature in phones, like the voice message thing.
Voice
That just
message.
record and send. I really do like that a lot.
That's all I use. I mean, I'll be driving responsibly and like just voice recording.
Yeah, it's
See,
nice.
I'm getting bad at like keeping up with the Kardashians these days. Like I got to get onto that feature.
Yeah, keep up with the technology, baby. That's what you're
Yeah.
like. That's what I just said.
Like I didn't.
Uncut Jam.
That's what I just said. Uncut Jam.
I was the iPod's muse for swipe to text. But like, you know how you can like swipe in the middle of the iPhone and it brings up the search bar
Yeah.
and you can like search apps. I didn't know that for such a long time. And I'd be like hanging out with Jenny and she'd be like, oh, just look it up on fucking Google. I'd be like, all right. And I'd be like swiping through like 4 pages of apps. She'd be like, just, and I'm like, and like if you swipe in the middle, like it'll pull up the search. I didn't know what she meant. I would swipe in the middle from the top.
Oh.
And I'd be like, it's just the fucking settings with the flashlight. And then one day I accidentally swiped in the middle and I was like,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
like right in the dead center of the phone.
Yeah.
That's a time saver.
Oh, it's
Especially if you have
crazy.
somebody else's phone because you don't know their setup of their thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Wait, you're saying in the middle of the phone?
Yeah, like dead center.
swipe down. Then you can search any of your apps.
Oh.
Do you
I'm thinking this.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you know like you want to open up like Uber Eats, but you like it's on the sixth screen in some folder, you just swipe in the middle.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know that, and I guess you didn't either. So
That's smart.
welcome to.
Get with it, gentlemen.
But anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you're still here with us, we got into all of it. It's great to be back with guests. The song in the beginning was one we all did together called Like Duh. We're working on some more tunes together for you guys. We're like this generation's Blink-182 essentially. We got some fucking.
We're like the
best-
Black Eyed Peas.
I'm not Will I Am. I'm Fergie, though.
I'll be Will I Am. Yeah, you're
I'll
Fergie.
be the other
I'm
guy.
Fergie. Okay, yeah.
Fergie.
What's the other one? Takeoff? No, that's Migos.
If we're
There's a couple
Migos, then
guys.
I'm
You're Quavo.
I was gonna say
You're Offset.
who's Quavo dating?
Cardi B.
No, it's not Cardi B. He's dating who's the girl in that song? Like, that's my best friend.
So weedy.
Yeah, I
But they
think he's
broke up.
dating- Oh, they did.
Yeah, they broke up.
I'm Saweetie though.
Okay. That's cool. I like that.
Saweetie, Doja Cat, or fucking.
I like how you were like, if we were Migos, I'm not in the Migos.
I'm the one that they used to date.
Yeah. But anyway, Quavo.
Quavo.
Quavo, Offset.
That's the song. We did that song together. We got more, and here is the song again. Can you guys say bye-bye?
Like duh.
Bye.
Bye.
Like that. Walk through doors with confidence. High heels, click, click, always making moves. Yeah, baby, I was born with this. There's no stopping this. I ain't got nothing to prove. You know when I pull up, I get them green lights all the way. But when I leave the club, they always begging me to stay. Wow, wow, who is she? Ooh, she moves so flawlessly. Heads turn side to side. One look, you're mesmerized. Wow.